opportunity. An opportunity is going to come your way. And that opportunity is going to push you in the direction of your goals and your dreams. That opportunity is going to allow you to be able to fulfill your goals and your dreams. That opportunity is literally going to be the door, the opening for you to finally be able to accomplish this thing that you've been pursuing, this thing that you really want. Now, here's one of the things that I have to tell you. With good news also comes a little bit of a responsibility, and the responsibility comes on your end. And here's what I know, that I want you to realize this, that an opportunity is in fact going to come your way. And that opportunity is going to allow you to move towards and in the direction of your goals and your dreams. That opportunity may very well be the opening for you to accomplish your dreams and your goals for this upcoming year. But here's the only thing that I am not certain about. I am certain that the opportunities will come your way. The thing that I am not certain about, and it's really your responsibility, is whether or not you are going to be prepared for that opportunity. Now, the responsibility lies on you on this one. So what I can tell you for sure is the actual opportunity is going to come your direction, and it is going to present itself sometime during the course of this upcoming year. But the only question and the only place that I'm not certain, and I can't tell you with 100% guarantee, is whether or not you are going to be prepared for that opportunity. And so that's where the responsibility falls on you. That's where you've got to do a gut check. That's why you have to check in with yourself, because here's one thing that I know for certain. And John Wooden, who is one of the former legendary coaches, here's what he said. He said, when opportunity presents itself, it is literally too late for you to prepare. And so realize this, that some of the best opportunities that you're going to get in life, the preparation has to take place before the opportunity presents itself. And so some of you have been thinking about making a shift in a career and doing a career change. Well, listen, preparing for this new career that you're pursuing or this new career that you want in your life, that preparation has to take place right now. And some of you have been thinking about maybe perhaps starting a business, or maybe actually finding a way to leverage your gifts, your skills, and your talents. Well, the opportunity that's going to come for you to actually start your business, or the opportunity that's going to present itself so that you can leverage your gift, your skills, and your talents, that opportunity is only going to manifest and produce fruit if you put in the work right now. And so if you're a note taker, I want you to write this down. You have to train and prepare for the opportunity that you have not yet had. And I'm going to say that one more time. You have to train and prepare for the opportunity that you have not yet had. And so I know. And that may be a difficult concept for you to grasp, because see, it's easy for you to start preparing and training for an opportunity when you are aware that the opportunity is about to present itself, when you are aware that there's an opportunity there. And so somebody says, hey, listen, you're going to have an opportunity to interview for this amazing job, and it's going to take place in a month. And so clearly, because you know the opportunity is going to take place in a month, you have the incentive and the motivation to start preparing for that actual interview that's going to take place. But here's what the challenge is. When you don't know what the opportunity is, and you don't know when the opportunity is going to present itself, that's where the challenge presents itself. And so what it means is, that means without even knowing what the opportunity is going to be or when the opportunity is going to present itself, that means that you have to start off right now and start putting in the work. It means that you have to start off right now with doing the things that you need to do to be able to take full advantage of that opportunity. And so I share that with you, and maybe perhaps one of the best ways for me to help you to realize this is to share with you when that opportunity sort of presented itself for me. So I can tell you, I was in the process of really trying to build my speaking business and finding as many opportunities as possible to talk and speak in front of audiences. And at this particular point in my career, I was at a point where the most amount of people that I had spoken to at one particular time was an audience of a couple of hundred people. So it was an audience of maybe about 500 or so people were actually in the audience. But it was always my desire to be able to get in front of an audience that had several thousand people, but the opportunity did not yet present itself. Now, here's what the interesting thing is. I finally got the phone call where the opportunity presented itself, where I was going to be able to do my first talk, my first presentation in front of an audience that consisted of several thousand people. Now, here's what I need you to understand. When that opportunity presented itself, I got the phone call and I needed to be on that stage within 2 weeks of that phone call. Now realize this, within 2 weeks, those 2 weeks was not enough time for me to grow by leaps and bounds to be able to present and hold that audience and the magnitude and the amount of people that were in the audience. But here's what I need you to understand, that far before that opportunity presented itself, I had prepared. And you say, well, Andy, how did you prepare? You see, I prepared when all the times that I was spending several hours listening to personal development tapes and CDs. I had prepared when I was logging into YouTube and watching other great speakers and watching the way that they managed the stage, the way that they engaged the audience, the way that they shared the stories. I had prepared by going to personal development workshops and seminars and going to different events by T. Harv Eker and going to events by Tony Robbins and also eventually getting training by Mr. Les Brown. I had prepared in the times that I had created a vision board and I had visualized myself getting in front of audiences that had thousands of people. I had prepared when I was standing in my backyard and pacing back and forth and speaking to the trees and acting as if the trees were audience of thousands. You see, I had prepared when I had recorded myself into a recording device and I had sent the message out to friends and family members and asked for their feedback from the messages that I had recorded. And let me just tell you, those were some good friends and family members, because I tell you, if I go back and listen to some recordings, I literally cringe. It's hard for me to listen, and I am grateful and thankful that they took the time to actually listen. But all the while, I was preparing for the opportunity that had not yet presented itself, and for the opportunity, I had no idea of how it was going to present itself, and I had no idea of when it was going to present itself. And here's what I say to you, that one thing I know for certain is that when you think about your goals and your dreams and whatever that goal and that dream is, and no matter how big that goal in that dream is, one thing that I know for certain is that at some point during the course of this year or during the course of the next couple of years, an opportunity is going to present itself, and that opportunity is literally going to open the door. It is going to be a pathway for you to realize your goals and your dreams. But the responsibility is on you to prepare for that opportunity. You see, Whitney Young Jr. said this, that it is better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. And so in the streets, they would say that if you stay ready, then you don't have to get ready. And so what I'm saying to you is this, that you have to make sure that in this moment, you have to exercise a bit of faith, and you have to start stretching yourself and growing and doing the things that you know are required of you to prepare yourself for the opportunity, even though you don't know what that opportunity is going to be, and even though you have no idea as to when that opportunity is going to present itself. And so that is the first step for you to make sure that you are going to be able to take full advantage and do the things that are required of you to be able to realize your goals and your dreams. Now, here's the second thing that I need you to realize, that when that opportunity presents itself, you need to own the moment. I want you to write that down. You have to own the moment, because those opportunities rarely happen. But when they do happen, those may be the opportunities that are literally going to change the projection or the trajectory of your life. Those opportunities is sometimes going to be the difference between you realizing your goals and your dreams within the next year, or you realizing your goals and your dreams within the next decade. Those opportunities oftentimes is going to be the difference between your fulfillment of your goals and your dreams, or you falling short and making those things happen. So when those opportunities present itself, what I'm going to need for you to do is you are going to have to make sure that you show up and that you fully own the moment, that you give that opportunity 100%. Now, here's what I hope and wish that I could say to you. I wish that I could say to you that every single time that I've been given an opportunity, I crushed the opportunity. I wish that I could say to you that every single time an opportunity came my way, that I owned the moment. And sadly, I can't say that for you. I can't say that to you. And sadly, unfortunately, I can tell you times, countless times, that opportunities presented themselves. And unfortunately, I didn't own the moment. And I can tell you one thing is there's one particular time that really stands out to me. I was at a particular event, a personal development event, and there was literally thousands of people who were in attendance. And at that particular event, I was not the speaker, but I happened to know one of the speakers that was part of the actual event. And that speaker wanted to create an opportunity for me. So that speaker invited me to come backstage, and that speaker introduced me to the person who was responsible for putting together that particular event. This is a national event. And when that opportunity presented itself, and I had the opportunity to be able to speak and meet and introduce myself and capture the opportunity to impress the person who was putting on the event, that at that particular moment, I did not own that particular moment. And sadly, unfortunately, there was something else that distracted me, and I allowed that distraction to stand in the way of me owning the moment, to stand in the way of the real me showing up. And so what would happen is sometimes an opportunity would present itself. And when that opportunity presents itself, the real you has to show up, all of you. The you that has the gifts, the skills, the talents, the you that has the capacity to make things happen, the you that was fearfully and wonderfully made, the you that was predestined for greatness, the you that has been practicing and preparing for the moment, the you that has a burning desire for the job, the burning desire for the actual new business opportunity, the you that wants to kick down the door and leverage your gifts, your talents, and so forth. The real you has to show up. You have to own the opportunity. Eric Thomas says this, that literally, that there will be opportunities that we get, and there's only a short lifespan for those opportunities. And you have to literally take advantage of an opportunity of a lifetime within the lifetime of the opportunity. Why? Because those opportunities only last for a moment. And you have that moment to own the opportunity. And all too often, let me tell you what happens, that an imposter shows up. The real you doesn't show up. Why? Because oftentimes it's you, but you're clothed in fear. And so what happens is, unfortunately, you don't get to own the moment because you're in your head, because there's this fear of failure, the fear of rejection, or whatever it might be, is overshadowing this drive, this desire, and this thing that you want to do. And so what I need you to realize is that when that fear sort of rears its head, or when there's a lack of focus, and what I need you to realize is when those opportunities present itself, that you don't know when that opportunity is going to show up again. And so what it means is that you have to own the moment. That means you have to put it all out on the line. That means that in that moment, in that opportunity, I don't care if that moment, it's a 5-second opportunity, a 30-second opportunity, a 30-minute opportunity, a 1-hour opportunity, however amount of time that you have, I need you to absolutely own it. I need you to give it your absolute best. I need you to show up with high energy, high conviction, without the fear, without the excuses, without all the other things that hold you back. And I need you to show up 100% and own the moment, because it's you showing up in that way that's going to allow you to kick down the door. It's you showing up in that way that's going to make way and lead you towards additional opportunities. It's you showing up in that way that's going to allow you to realize your goals and your dreams. And so I told you this at the beginning. One thing that I know for certain is, as you look at your goals and your dreams and you think about whatever it is that you're looking to accomplish right now in your life, one thing I can assure you is, during the course of this year and over the course of the next couple of years to follow, that you're going to get a series of opportunities that is going to be the pathway and an opportunity for you to push towards your goals and your dreams. I can assure you that those opportunities are going to come. But with that assurance comes a responsibility. And the responsibility on your end is to be prepared for the opportunity. And so you've got to prepare, and you also have to train for the opportunity that you have not yet had. And that includes opportunities that you don't know when they're coming, and you have no idea in what form they're going to appear. And so you don't get the luxury of knowing that the opportunity is going to come next week, Friday at 3 o'clock. You don't get that luxury. And oftentimes you don't know when the opportunity, some of my best opportunities I could not have orchestrated in a million years. Oftentimes, I was just in the right place at the right time. Oftentimes, someone just thought of me at that particular moment. It was divine intervention. Something happened in order for that door to open for me. Now, when that happens, what I'm saying to you is, when that opportunity comes, number one, you've got to prepare and train for it. But number two is you've got to own the moment. You've got to own the opportunity. You've got to put it all out on the line. The real you has to show up. The real you, not the fearful you, not the second guessing you, not the you that's full of excuses. The real you has to show up. All of you, with your gifts, your skills, your talents, with your conviction and all of it. You've got to own that moment, because that might very well be the only moment. That's why John Wooden said that when the opportunity presents itself, it is too late to prepare. And so you've got to own that moment entirely. Now, here's what you got to realize. That there are going to be times that even though you've heard this message, that you don't own the moment. And when you don't own the moment, here's what I need you to realize. You can't park and sit there. You can't beat yourself up. You can't just sit there and overanalyze it and play it over and over again, because as you're beating yourself there, as you're parking yourself, what's happening is there's new opportunities that are passing around that you're missing out on, because you're still sitting and you're parking on the fact that you blew the previous opportunity. And so somebody once said, when you lose, don't lose the lesson. And so here's what I need you to do. When you do bomb the opportunity, or you didn't take full advantage of the opportunity, I want you to look back in that moment, and I want you to say, what's the lesson here? So what is it I need to do? Maybe I need to work harder. Maybe I need to put in more time. Maybe I need to start giving into my fears. Maybe I need to be less concerned about what other people think of me. Maybe I need to be a little less bashful. Maybe I need to be a little more forward. Maybe I need to be a little more aggressive. Maybe I need to make a little more phone calls. Maybe I need to sharpen my, maybe I need to stop being so stubborn. Maybe I need to stop being so full of myself. Whatever it is that you've got to find what the lesson is, and then you learn to leverage the lesson and use the lesson, because then it's not failure. What it becomes then is it becomes feedback. It becomes feedback to prepare you for the next opportunity. And so realize this, that oftentimes when you don't own the moment, when you don't own the opportunity, instead of beating yourself up, find the lesson, because oftentimes that lesson is what's going to prepare you for the second opportunity. And so many people have completely killed an opportunity. They owned it. But reason why they owned it is because they had the opportunity before and they bombed. And so when they bombed the opportunity, they got some lessons from it. They extracted the lessons from it, and they worked on themselves. They stretched themselves so that they can take advantage of that next opportunity. Now, here's the other thing I got to tell you. When you do, in fact, own the opportunity, when you own the moment, you crush it and you elevate, you get to the next level. You start accomplishing your goals and your dreams. Here's what I want to challenge you to do. I want to challenge you to pay it forward. And so I'm telling you right now, as I look back at my life and I reflect at some of my absolute biggest opportunities. And so when I first left corporate America and I was trying to figure out what exactly I was going to do, and the gentleman who is now pretty much my best friend, who took me under his wings and taught me so much about business and taught me so much about investing, that he created an opportunity for me that he really did not have to create. Well, when I think about when I connected with my next mentor, and my next mentor was Les Brown, and so I remember speaking to somebody on the phone who knew Les Brown and knew about my aspirations and so forth, who said, "Hey, Andy," and called me up and said, "Hey, Andy, do you have a moment?" I said, "Yeah," and she said, "Hey, wait a second. I want to introduce you to somebody." And she clicked over and she connected me with Les Brown. She created an opportunity for me. And then I think about once I connected with Les Brown, and when he put in the phone call and he said, "Hey, listen, there's somebody I want you to meet, or there's a particular opportunity that I have," and he opened up another door for me, create another opportunity. Most of my major opportunities came as a result of somebody else opening up the door. And so what happens is you can't lose sight of the fact that many of your opportunities are going to be a result of somebody else positioning you or thinking of you or opening up the door for you. So what you've got to remember now is you've got to turn around and you've got to find a way to pay it forward. And you've got to find people around you that you can create opportunities for. And so one of the things that I love is to create opportunities for other people, to find other people And when opportunities come my way that maybe perhaps that I can't take advantage of, or even opportunity I can take advantage of, but that there's room for somebody else, that I can create an opportunity for them. And so when you do that, what you're doing is you're planting out some good seeds. You know, all the time we hear the expression, as you sow, so shall you reap. And sometimes we think about that in a negative connotation. But realize this, that if you sow some good seeds out there, that you too will be able to benefit from the harvest. And so understand this, that at some point, you're going to have the opportunity to pay it forward. You're going to have the opportunity to open up a door for somebody else. You're going to have the opportunity to create an impact in somebody else's life. You know, as a matter of fact, here's what Zig Ziglar said. Zig Ziglar, who's no longer with us, great motivational speaker, thought leader, best-selling author. Zig Ziglar said that you can have anything that you want in your life if you can help enough other people to get what it is that they want. And sometimes we can lose sight of that. Sometimes we can get so caught up in what we're trying to do for ourselves. And sometimes we can slip into a scarcity mindset. And we believe that if we create an opportunity for somebody else, if we open up a door for somebody else, if we let somebody else share our platform, that it's going to rob our blessings, that it's going to strip us away from something that's in store. But here's what that flat news flash, in case you don't know this, that whatever God has in store for you, it's for you. Whatever has your name on it is for you. Nobody else can make claim for that. And if there's a blessing or there's an opportunity that has your name on it, trust and believe that blessing will track you down. Now, whether or not you're prepared for that blessing, that's another story. But the blessing will find you. The opportunity will find you. And so whatever it is that has been orchestrated and it has been labeled after you, that thing will be for you. And so you don't have to operate from a scarcity mindset and be thinking if you bless somebody else, you open the door for somebody else, that you're going to lose out on something. As a matter of fact, it's the contrary. That the more people that you can bless, the more that you'll become blessed, because of course, just it's a wonderful feeling when you're able to bless somebody else and make some things happen. But I'm telling you is that when you put that out there, that all of a sudden things will begin to rotate and find its way back. And I can reflect back on my life that opportunities that I created for other people, in times that I poured into other people, and how that came back tenfold because somebody else took the opportunity to open the door for me or pour back into me. And so what I'm asking you to do is understand that when those opportunities come and you crush it and you own the moment, and the opportunity leverages your platform, the opportunity leads to a new job, and the opportunity leads to you making some things happen, and the opportunity leads to you realizing your goals and your dreams, I want to remind you that that is your opportunity now to look around you and say, who is it that I can bless? Who is it that I can pay forward? Who is it that I can kick down the door for? Who is it that I can make a phone call for? Who is it that I can take the time to pour into? Who is it that I can take the time to actually share some of the lessons that I learned from some of the failures and the feedbacks, and so I can help them to do what I've done in less time, or so that I can maybe possibly help them to sort of elevate their game. And even if that means that they elevate beyond the level that I'm at right now, and that's okay. And so oftentimes, even if you're a person who pours into other people, sometimes the person that you're pouring into may exceed you and get to the next level, and that's okay. You should look on and be thankful that you are part of that process, to be thankful that you are part of that person's journey. But I can assure you this, wherever level that person gets to, it was orchestrated. They were supposed to get to that level anyway. You were just part of the stepping stone. And so be grateful and thankful that you are part of that process. And that's the very reason why that you've got to own where you're at right now, but also find ways that you can elevate and help some other people. And so here's one thing I can tell you for certain. I just want to tell you this, is that whatever goals, whatever dreams, and whatever it is that you're looking to accomplish, I can assure you of this. I can assure you of this one thing, that those goals, those dreams are going to present themselves in a form of an opportunity. And really the only question that remains is whether or not you are going to be prepared for the opportunity. And if you understand that you have to train and prepare for the opportunity that you have not yet had, when that opportunity presents itself, you have to make sure that you own the opportunity. And if you don't own the opportunity and things don't work out, I want you to figure out what the lesson is, because that lesson is going to prepare you for the next opportunity that has your name on it. And if you do, in fact, own the opportunity, you crush it, you kick down the doors, you get to the next level, I want you to pay it forward. I want you to find somebody that you can bless. I want you to find a way that you can absolutely elevate it. If you can subscribe to what I just tell you right now, I can assure you that this is going to be a phenomenal year. I can assure you that things are going to go to the next level. And I can tell you right now that this wouldn't be Andy Henriquez if I didn't end by telling you this. Show up for your lives, ladies and gentlemen, because if you don't, nobody else will. Now, let me tell you this. If for some reason you and I are not connected yet, I would love to connect with you. And this is the way I want you to do it. It's very simple. I have multiple websites, but there's one website that you can go to and make it very quickly. If you just go to showupforyourlife.com, you'll notice that there's a banner on that website. And on that banner, you can put in your name and your email address. Once you put in your name and your email address, what that's going to allow me to do, it's going to allow me to send you a free instant motivational message. And it's also going to allow me to continue to stay connected with you so I can provide you with videos, email messages, tell you about upcoming events that I believe is going to be able to help you to be able to show up for your life and take things to the next level. Also, I want to invite you to our private group that we have. If you open up a web browser and simply type in showupgroup.com, when you type that in, it's going to direct you to a private Facebook group that we have. And when you get there, you'll be able to send us a request to join that group. And in that group, I'll be able to see your face, be able to connect with you, and you'll be able to join our online community. And so we'd love for you to be a part of that community. Now,